Welcome back to Higurashi. So, in between last time, I did go back and I checked a few things that I wasn't sure about. So I went back and checked the characters' last names, and I couldn't find Rika's, but through process of elimination, I'm pretty sure that she was Furude. Because I actually checked Satoko's last name when she was first introduced. And, surprisingly enough, it turned out that her last name was Hojo. So, that's a huge red flag, because Hojo is the name of the couple that died from falling, presumably. So, I don't know. Like, maybe she, grabbed an axe or something and just chopped off the support while they were leaning on it. I don't know. Something like that could have happened. I guess I shouldn't be just assuming that the killer is their family member all the time, but I think these connections that they each have, all our characters have to the victims here, are important to be taking note of. And then, of course, there's this housewife murder, which we have no idea about anything, but so far we have the dam murder, which Sonozaki, or rather Mion, is intimately connected with. Then we've got the Hojo couple falling incident, which Satoko is connected with. Then we've got the death of the priest, which Rika is connected with. So I can only assume that Reina is probably going to be somehow connected to this housewife murder, if I had to guess. Of course, I have zero evidence for saying that, other than just, basic pattern analysis. I don't know. Anyway, let's check out the new tips that we got last time. So, I assume this has to do with Tomitake's murder. Apparently, there are more than 4 perpetrators. I wonder if it's possible. I mean, they would probably be able to tell this just based on whether there's, some kind of, indication of his arms being squeezed or something, but I wonder if it's possible that someone, grabbed his arms and used his own hands to claw out his throat, and it wasn't actually him who did it. I don't know, something like that. But, I have a feeling that's probably not the case.
直接死因が自殺ってのは分かってますよ。分かっとるわい。人為的にこういう症状が起こせんかと言っとるんだろ。背中が痒くてかきすぎて血が出ちゃうのとはちょっとわけが違いますからね。
Some of Tomitake's fingernails have been pulled out. The fingernails actually rip off surprisingly easily. But it really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there were a lot of bruises on Tomitake's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted first by someone, or a group of people. So I feel like no matter what, there has to be some kind of painkiller involved here, right? Because he had to have not felt the pain, otherwise he would not have been able to do that. Which definitely makes that nurse that we heard about a little bit suspicious.
分泌物から見て、仏は極度の興奮状態にあったのは間違いないの。では乱闘になって興奮のあまり自分の喉を引っかき出したってことですか。襲った連中さぞや度肝を抜かれたでしょうな。
It is possible that, in such an abnormal environment, a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. Of course, those are very rare cases.
実はな、大石。仏が武器にしたらしい角材な。砂粒とか、ガードレールの塗装片とか、
そんなのしか出んかったぞい。
星の服の繊維とか皮膚片とかは
出んかった。仏は犯人を殴っとらん。
Or they managed to dodge and he just happened to miss them.
あるいは殴った角材を星が持ち去ったのかもしれんの。
ならわざわざ角材なんて置いていきませんよ。全部持ってっちゃいます。
それもそうじゃの。
I mean, it's not too out of the question that someone might try to throw off the investigation a bit by just putting like a fake murder weapon there, or a fake weapon that he fought back with, but I don't know. It seems a little bit of a stretch.
富武氏は結構体格もいいし肌も焼けてるしスポーツマンですよね。
そうだな。よく運動しとるようだの。
I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side. Meaning he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such a physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around frantically, it's just unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wooden plank, so you'd think he'd hit them at least once.
こんだけ体格のいい相手を取り囲んで襲おうとしたら何人くらいいりますかね。
アホ、それは大石の方が得意だろうが、悪たれ時代を思い出さんかい。
If I was to take down this guy, how many would I need? When a group wants to take down a big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. I'd guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage.
だとすると、結構犯人は大人数だの。祭りで泥酔した4人以上のグループが怪しいとなるかの。
A group of 4 or more. Just, if they had that many, then couldn't they have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there would be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries.
こっちもそこは重視しとる。徹底的に調べるつもりだが、あまり期待できんな。何しろ、過去にこんな例はないんだからな。
期待はしませんよ。ですが結果を楽しみにしてます。
おいさん、課長が呼んでるっす。
すみません。ではまた来年お会いしましょう。
おお、いいお年をの。
Search notice. Oh, this must be about the woman, who we might learn the name of now. Jiro Tomitake, deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Chichibone City. Registered under the name Jiro Tomitake. Pen name. Travels via folding bike. Interesting, so it's not actually his real name. Which lends credence to the idea that he's actually a character that might have something to do with the stuff that went on before, and that he's kind of just undercover now, or he's kind of like changed or assumed a new identity. No license. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path, which means that that's probably where he was attacked, and then he ran away eventually to the area where he was found. Or they carried his body there or something. Present on the day of the festival, accompanied by the missing Mio Takano. And there we go. There's our confirmation. So she is a nurse at the clinic. They might tell us that now. Was seen around 9 p.m. by police. Location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamezawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. I feel like these little things here are like notes that he's adding that aren't originally part of the report. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. Wallet was among the articles of the deceased. Mere act of violence. So, like, obviously they weren't after money or anything. From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba, along the Sobu National Railway line. I don't know if that's significant at all. I don't know enough about that line or anything, or Japan in general, to know if that means anything here. No individual matching the name Jiro Tomitake in the residency record of any of the Tokyo wards. Compare teeth to dental records. Sent to Metro Police. Yeah, I guess they've got to do that, but we're probably not gonna get the answers there. Attach a photo, send to Metro Police. Contact magazines regarding Jiro Tomitake. Then we've got Mio Takano, missing. She is a nurse at the EDA clinic. Became close to Tomitake through her passion for wild bird photography. I love it when I just call it completely like that. Resides in Okinomiya X District XXX. Single. Witnessed accompanying Tomitake on the festival grounds. Currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect. An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased, although, I don't know about that. She was definitely pretty creepy when she was talking about the curse and all that, so I feel like she could easily be in on whatever conspiracy is going on in this village. Squabble from jealousy? Yeah, I don't think so. Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship, place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on scene again. I want some cream puffs. Okay, now you're just like writing your groceries. 4 jumbo ones. Oishi. They always end those little tips with a bit of levity, it seems. But alright. I think that's enough so that we can get on with it. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to bring up. I'll mention it in a sec. But yeah, I'm worried if this whole like situation is some kind of like entire village conspiracy, then I feel like the fact that the teacher knew that Keiichi met up with that detective, she probably is gonna tell whoever is responsible for this conspiracy about that. So I don't think we're in the clear, even if we don't tell anybody. I think that they're gonna be suspicious of him, and people are gonna be watching him. Alright, sleepy.
Keiichi-kun, でっかいあくび。
I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but it doesn't look like I can do it today.
ゆうべ遅くまでテレビ見てたら眠くて
ケイちゃんが喜びそうな番組なんかやってたっけ？月千番でございますわ。
ちょっと待て、勝手に想像して決めつけるんじゃねえ。
Well, that woke them up.
男の子なら当然です。恥ずかしくないですよ。
Regan not patting my head only made me feel worse.
ちょっとこの昼休みは爆睡させてくれ。いや、ほんと、マジで。
あら、私が黙って見過ごすとお思いで。
邪魔したら怒る。すごい怒る。はぁ、はぁ、はぁ。
This was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted on into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear.
さとこちゃんやめなよ。圭一くん寝ちゃった。寝顔かいい。
後でお持ち帰りしていいからそっとしときな。
向こうへ移動しましょうです。圭一にうるさいと悪いですよ。
Rika-chan really is a good girl.
先生が来ても起こさないであげましょうです。
I really hope that image doesn't come crashing down. I take that back. The excuse that I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was a lie. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Just spending the day like this, it's almost as if the incident with Tomitake-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Oishi-san just trying to deceive me? But it was probably the truth. One thing was certain, I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really didn't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be of any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me, again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know. If I'd never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. I couldn't help but resent Oishi-san for this.
それっていつから？
もう次の日にはいなかったって。綿流しの晩に失踪したらしいよ。
Well, they're talking about it amongst each other as if they're not the ones who did it, so that makes me think that at least one of them is innocent. Mion whispered to keep others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Rena's voice was even harder to pick up. But I could still tell that she was quite upset. It couldn't be. Are they talking about Tomitake-san?
さん、けなの？
わかんない。私の知る限りではね。
I would have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation, it was much easier just to sit here and pretend I was asleep to listen in on their discussion. Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung.
で、他にもいるんでしょ？
彼女がたたりにあったのか鬼隠しにあったのかはわかんないけどね。
Onikakushi. Onikakushi. Well, that's the title of this chapter, so I don't know. I guess it's possible that that is what is going on, although we still don't have any idea what that is exactly. To be hidden away by a demon? Oh, like, it means like being spirited away, I guess. What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good.
いや、何せよ、もう一人いるんだよね。だよね。
お社様ならね。
It's as if she's saying that as long as it's Oyashiro, then that means that there's always two people that die when it's Oyashiro-sama's curse. But otherwise, if there's only one, then it's an Onikakushi. That's what I can piece together from what they're saying anyway.
でも今年は出ないよ。
バッチャと村長さんが話してたんだけどさ、今年は事前に警察と話がつけてあるらしいんだよ。何が起こっても騒ぎにしないで穏便に片付けるって。
じゃあレナたちが知らないだけでどこかで誰かがかもしれないってこと？
かもね。
次はレナかな。
安心しなよ。レナはちゃんと帰ってきたよ。
でもダメだったんでしょ？
昔の話だよ。もうやめよ、この話。
So it sounds like there's some kind of like rules or village traditions that are being kept secret from Keiichi still. And Reina knows about them and she's worried about them, but we don't really know exactly what that is yet. But it sounds like it's something that she's potentially violated, or she's a rule that she's broken. Something that hasn't been enforced in a very long time. Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term Onikakushi, to be demoned away. By the context it was used in, I would guess it's similar to being spirited away. I suspected that was what it meant, because Tomitake-san and that woman, it really bugged me that I don't know her name, vanished after the Watanagashi. The next thing that stuck out was when Reina said, "There's another one, right?" Mion also said, "If it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah," responding to something. If it's Oyashiro-sama's curse, then there had to be two victims. Is that what she meant? I like how Keiichi is just like putting this all together. Like, I was expecting to just him to be like, huh, what are they saying? None of this makes any sense, huh? But no, he's putting together the details, and I like that. Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from the curse, or if it was a case of Onikakushi. It seems that the curse and being demoned away are different things, and they were phenomena that were paired together. I recalled Tomitake-san's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. That horrendous end would at best be described as cursed. Then, the woman with him, it means she vanished because she was demoned away. What I do know is that there's normally an even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Reina. Reina was frightened. For what reason, I didn't know. However, she knew that something had made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, yesterday, Oishi-san said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently there was no longer any distinction between them or regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I would think that I'd be the more likely target, having moved here more recently than Reina. From her composure, I could infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay what I heard just now to Oishi-san. Informing the police of what I heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep. It made me feel terrible. If I was in Keiichi's position, I would not give that info to Oishi personally. I feel like it's a little too early to say anything from that on. Even if it's just like rumors, like, I don't know. Like, if you heard something concrete, then that would be one thing, but that's not really enough information to give him, I think. I think you're just gonna stir up trouble if you do that. It raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answers to those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events. In the distance, I could hear the ring of the handbell signaling the start of afternoon classes. Yeah, I couldn't sleep at all. I hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. It was in that moment when I leaned against the back of my seat. Damn it, did Satoko put, like, tacks on there or something? There was a thumbtack stuck on the back of my chair with tape. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Guilty without trial. Capital punishment. I furiously jumped up from my seat. And I tripped as if my feet were tangled up. My shoelaces had been tied together. The teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko. Clomp clomp, wish whiff. Not caring one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead. Oh my god. I saw Satoko stick her tongue out at me. That little brat.
Hey, 謝りますよ。さとこさん、ごめんなさい。
In any case, I apologized, even if it was in a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her. I'll remember this.
ケイちゃん、その恨みは部活でね。着席。
I sat down after Mion told me to. She'd switched to class representative mode. With the boring classes finished, school was finally over for the day. Now then, what should we do for our club today? Personally, I would like to play that deduction game one more time. I was hardly able to play it last time because of Oishi-san. Rena and I weren't even able to test out our strategy.
そうだね。今日こそケイイチ君と2人で大勝利だよね。でもどうでしょうね。同じゲームを続けて2日やった試しはありませんし。ミーにお願いしてみたらどうでしょうです。
Mion looked over her shoulder as we made eye contact. She slowly tapped her palm with her fist as her face suddenly lit up.
いっけね。今日おじさんの手伝いの日だ。悪いみんな、今日なし。
おじさんの手伝い？柄にもなく高校なやつだな。
悪い。ほんとすっかり忘れてた。じゃあごめんねみんな。今日はおじさんこれで帰るわ。
Mion left us with that and rushed off to the exit after snatching up her bag.
みーちゃんね、たまに街にあるおじさんのお店の手伝いに行くんだよ。
Yeah, I was a little bit suspicious, but I guess it's not something that hasn't happened before. Ah, I thought she wasn't the type to get caught up in such bothersome stuff.
バイト代が出ると言ってましたですわ。結構なお小遣いになるらしいですの。
I see. She was able to pay for that mountain of games with what she saved up from there.
しかしそれはアルバイトと言うんじゃないのか？校則で禁止されてないか？
家事手伝いは除くと書いてありますです。
Is that what she's calling it? So, what now? Pass on the club today.
じゃあ今日はこれで解散かな？
別に部長不在でもいいだろう。やろうぜ、部活。
I opened the club locker and began searching for the deduction game from that ever-growing pile of games.
お、あったあった。昨日の推理ゲーム。ようやくコツが分かってきたところで中断しちゃったからな。
At the very least, I wanted to repay Satoko for what she did during the afternoon break.
私は構いませんけど、レナさんとリカはどういたします？ケイチ君がどうしてもって言うなら、ちょっとだけいいかな。
That was like weirdly polite of Satoko.
僕はみんなが揃っての方がいいなと思いますです。
When she says it like that.
部活がないなら僕はお買い物に行きたかったのです。お醤油とかを買いに行きますですよ。あ、そうでしたわね。すっかり忘れてましたわ。ならレナも久しぶりに宝探しに行こうかな。
What's this now? Everyone was no longer in the mood for club activities. If I kept on trying to push the matter, it may make them realize I had a trick up my sleeve. Ah well, I'll give up this time.
せえ、このゲーム楽しみにしていたのにな。
I shuffled through the cards as if I was still caught up on it.
またの機会に叩きのめして差し上げましたよ。
犯人はサトコ、凶器はピストル。やはり貴様の仕業だったか。
なんですって？じゃあ
Satoko looked through the cards on the desk and stuck out 3 of them at me.
犯人はケイチ。凶器はロープで犯行現場はラウンジですわ。
ロープなんかいらねえ。このまま絞め殺してやら。
いやー、ケイチさんの毛玉な。
Phew. Well, I guess it's good that I got that out of my system.
ケイチさん、覚えてらっしゃい。いっぱいいっぱいいたぶられましたですね。かわいそかわいそです。かいかい。
Everyone got ready to go back home. I also helped gather up the scattered cards. I suddenly paused. They were just the suspect cards, but I noticed something strange. Reina, Satoko, Rika, Keiichi, Mion, Satoshi. Not all the cards were made by us. Or at least every card besides this one has the name of a club member. Does this mean that this Satoshi fellow is a member? Was there someone in the class named Satoshi? I couldn't find anyone named Satoshi on the class roster stuck up on the wall. I wonder if we think about a member who we know, like, Wouldn't that be Tomitake, who temporarily joined? I don't know. Would that count?
ケイチ君、早く片付けよう。
Being rushed by Reina, I finished up quickly. Because I feel like Mion, if she's the one who made these cards, then maybe she would know Tomitake's real name, and maybe it's Satoshi. Or there's just a completely different character who we don't know about. That's also possible. Satoko and Rika-chan had already headed merrily for their lockers, so we were the only ones left in the classroom. Right now, Reina had already gotten her bag and was ready to leave.
レナ、やっぱりこのクラスからも転校で出て行っちゃった生徒って結構いるんだろ？
I tried asking Reina in a bit of a roundabout way. Reina made a troubled face and then answered,
うん。ひなみ沢って田舎でしょ？転校していっちゃう人も時々いるよ。
じゃあこのサトシってやつも転校してったのか？
ごめん。よく知らないの。
There was a bit of a pause, but the answer was pretty much immediate.
その、意地悪で言ってるんじゃないの。ちょうど去年、レナが転校してきてから入れ替わりだったかな。だからあんまりお話ししたことないの。ごめんね。
Yeah, I don't buy it. I am not sure. Sorry. Her answer was a lot like when she refused to tell me about the murder at the dam. I was saddened by her denial and felt a little bit of anger. I'm their friend, aren't I? Friends don't keep secrets from their friends, do they? You say that, but you're keeping a pretty big secret from them, so you don't really have much of a leg to stand on there. Not that I necessarily blame you, but yeah. Though I do appreciate that they kept their unsettling curse thing from me. But if everyone is worried about it, I'd rather be worried with them. That's what it means to be friends, right? For a moment, I wondered just what kind of face I was making just then, with these mixed feelings of sadness and annoyance.
ケイチ君、怖い顔してる。なんでだろう。なんでだろう。
It was probably exactly the kind of face Reina said it was. It appeared my grim expression had frightened her.
あ、ごめん。今日の部活楽しみにしてたからさ。残念だっただけだよ。
I rustled Reina's hair.
帰ろうぜ。
Dragging that awkward mood with us, we headed home. I wonder why. Why have I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I didn't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my everyday life. My long, outstretched shadow gave me no answer to my naive inquiry.
ケイチ君、疲れてるのかな？かな？
Reina timidly questioned the reason behind my mood. I'm sure my expression made the situation even more unsettling.
そうか？
うん。今朝からケイチ君、なんだか元気ないよ。風邪かな？
Physically, I was pretty sure I was in perfect health. It may not seem like it, but I've had a perfect attendance since elementary school. Reina continued on since I didn't give her an answer.
きっとケイチ君、引っ越しの疲れが今になってきたんだよ。前に住んでたところとは全然違うところだもん。 いろいろ慣れたり覚えたり疲れて当然だよ。
そうなのかな。
絶対にそうだよ。レナも最初そうだったから。わかるんだよ。
I wondered if Rena also experienced the slight bit of alienation last year that I was feeling right now. Thinking so, I felt that she was the only one who could understand how I felt.
レナがひなみ沢に転校してきた時の話が聞きたいな。どんなだった？
Feeling I had been drawn into the conversation, her face suddenly brightened.
ケイチ君と同じだよ。人の名前も村の中も全然わかんなかった。みーちゃんとかが親切にしてくれたから全然寂しくなかったけど、やっぱり心細かったよ。
Rena told me all the details of when she had moved here. All of her first acquaintances and surprises, worries and good times.
じゃあ、レナもサトコにやられたのかよ。
椅子に座ろうとしたら画鋲が置いてあったの。どっさり。そしたらそれを懐かしいな。
ミオンの部活にはいつ頃誘われたんだ？早速初日にか？
最初は部活なんてなかったんだよ。途中からできたの。放課後にみんなで残ってゲーム大会をやろうって言い出して。
Well, that confirms that Satoshi was definitely around at the time that Reina was around. So, she definitely was lying.
そういえば、ミオン初代部長とか言ってたっけな。納得。
内緒だけどね、みーちゃん最初は弱かったんだよ。全然勝てなかった。
ミオンが？ちょっと想像つかないぞ。
自分で言い出した罰ゲーム、ほとんど自分でやってたんだよ。本当に内緒だからね。
Can't believe Mion was like that. So, she gradually transformed into a monster who used any means necessary to win during that time. Mion is at her best when she's fighting dirty.
みーちゃん以外ともちょっとずつお友達になれて、でも、ケイチくんが引っ越してきてからかな。ようやくここに馴染めたって自覚したのは。
I guess Reina had also been left in the dark about Oyashido-sama when she had just moved here. I guess when they finally told me about Oyashido-sama, I'd be considered one of them.
俺はいつになったら仲間だと認めてもらえるんだろうな。
なんて言ったの？
あ、いや、ごめん。独り言。
ケイチくん変なの。
Reina was poking fun and laughing at me, and I couldn't help but laugh as well. But I suddenly stopped. Then, after making up my mind, I spoke. Uh-oh, don't say something stupid.
なあ、レナ。みんなは俺に嘘や隠し事なんかしてないよな。
してないよ、全然。
嘘だろ。
Reina suddenly stopped. Her expression was cold and intense.
どういう意味だろう。ケイチくん。
Her tone was still the same cheery and light-hearted one as before.
してるよな。俺に隠し事を。
After understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that face, I regretted saying something so rash. But she came back at me in a way I didn't expect.
じゃあさ、ケイチくん。
Oh God.
ケイチくんこそ、 レナたちに嘘や隠し事をしてないかな。
Her tone didn't change, but it was the first time I'd seen this expression from Reina. With how her gaze pierced through me, I couldn't believe this was the same Reina.
してないかな。嘘や隠し事してないかな。
You are. Secrets. She didn't actually say that part, but she looked as if she did. The incident with Tomitake-san and how I felt alienated from the group. Even without having to think about it, there were things I knew that I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell everyone about what happened with Tomitake-san, to be considerate. I was keeping it a secret just the same way they didn't tell me about Oyashiro-sama. Then aren't we even?
知ってないよ。嘘も。
I feel like that would have been a good time to just come out with it, but I feel like now he's kind of screwed himself. This is like the point of no return. Like he's basically declaring himself an enemy at this point.
隠し事も。
嘘だよ。
Her answer was instant, and it shook me. Reina stared as if burrowing through me, watching me like a
ど
hawk.
うして嘘だって。
圭一くん、昨日の部活の時、先生に呼ばれて職員室に行ってたって言ったよね。
So they caught on to that, did they?
レナは知ってるよ。圭一くんは職員室になんか行かなかった。
I swallowed hard. Clearly it wasn't a bluff. She knew what happened.
先生はお客さんが来たって言ったんだよね。でも昇降口ではお話ししてなかった。校門のところの車の中で話をしてたよね。知らないおじさんと。
Reina knew everything. She knew that I was called out by Oishi-san, and that I heard about the incident with Tomitake-san as well. Did she know all of it?
誰？あのおじさん。
知らない人だよ。
知らない人がなんで圭一くんに用があるの？
俺が知りたいよ。
じゃあ何の話をしていたの？
みんなとは関係のない話だよ。
It was a lie.
嘘だ
Reina's scream echoed through the trees, sending frightened birds into the air. I couldn't exhale the deep breath I had just taken. No, it was like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here I first realized the person in front of me. She wasn't Reina Ryugu. And who was it who was standing before me now? Who had assumed Reina Ryugu's appearance? I had held my breath for so long I could feel myself suffocating.
ね。
And then she made a facial expression that Reina normally might have made. Didn't matter that it was Reina's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone. She drew closer to me. I felt her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. Whoever this was with Reina's face was going to chew my nose right off. I cowered as I imagined that. Then she smirked as if she was able to see right through me.
圭一くんに内緒や隠し事があるように、レナたちにだってあるんだよ。
But I feel like that would have been a good opportunity to just dispense with all of that. Although I get that he probably agrees that you don't want to let Sonozaki and Rika know about all this. But it's not like they don't already know. I feel like it would be better to just stay on their good side. I don't know. It was Reina's usual smile, but her eyes were still like that of a hawk's. Bringing her face close enough to mine to almost bump into my nose, she kindly persuaded me. I couldn't nod or shake my head. This person standing in front of me, this person who looked like Reina, frightened me to my core. I was terrified knowing that she could hear the sound of me swallowing nervously. After what felt like an eternity, after a long, empty silence, she finally spoke.
行こう。だいぶ涼しくなってきたよ。
It was Reina again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're just gonna pretend that never happened. That's not gonna work. Smiling at me once more, she started walking as if nothing at all had happened. When I was released from her gaze, my legs gave out from under me, and I slumped onto the ground. I wasn't able to lift a finger until Reina was out of sight.
あれは誰だったんだよ。
I felt cold, my body was drenched in sweat. I was finally able to form a coherent thought and asked myself once again, who was that person who looked like Reina Ryugu? Honestly, I think the only logical explanation is that it was her. It was her, like, straight up. And, There's some shit going on here. I was out of it and couldn't bring myself to do anything until dinner except stare blankly into space. Was I terrified from Reina going off on me? No, that's not right. That was someone else who only looked like Reina. Then who could it have been? It was a dreadful feeling. Although I get that he wants to just be in denial, like he doesn't want his whole world to crash down around him. Because if he accepts that that was her, then literally his entire daily life is just completely ruined and destroyed. Knowing that that was someone else, not Reina, so tomorrow I shouldn't have a problem talking to Reina like I usually do. That thought was strangely comforting. I concluded that I should just calm down and clear my head. Although those thoughts continued swirling around my mind. Finally, I returned to my senses as I heard my mother calling out to me from the bottom of the stairs. Bookstore? Can't think of why they'd be calling me. Who could that be? Could it only be... I think it could only be, You know what you know who it has to be? It's gotta be Oishi. And he's just saying that it's from the bookstore. So as not to arouse suspicion. Assuming that his parents could be in on the conspiracy. I went downstairs and picked up the receiver anyway. Yeah.
沖宮書房の大石と申します。
大石さん？大石さんじゃないですか。
ごめんなさいね。ご両親が出られたので本屋さんということにしておきました。警察ですって名乗るといろいろ気分を害されるでしょうしね。
Oishi-san was, in his own way, rather courteous. Although more like, I'd say careful, rather than courteous. Even so, I didn't want my parents hearing me talk to the police. I brought the cordless phone with me as I dashed up to my room on the second floor.
夜分遅くにすみませんですね。実は昨日渡した電話番号のメモ、あれ本当に申し訳ない。これから申し上げる番号を控えておいてもらえますか。
あ、はい。どうぞ。
He gave me the number for his direct line as I wrote it down. I thought that was the end of it, but he began making pointless small talk, and it was pretty hard to hang up.
さて、どうでしょう、前原さん。何か変わったことはありましたか？
I see. This was the real reason. He really beat around the bush here. His adult conversational skills left me slack-jawed.
大石さんはここの地元の方ですか？
ええ、そうです。生まれも育ちも沖宮ですよ。
If he's from around here, he might
あ
know.
の、大石さん、鬼隠しって何のことか知ってますか？
それはですね、人が鬼にさらわれ、忽然といなくなってしまうことなんです。この辺り独特の言い回しですね。世間様で言う神隠しと同じ意味です。
Whereas my friends would say they didn't know when I asked, this older man gave me a direct answer. It made me a bit happy that he answered me directly without trying to hide anything.
平見沢は、前原さんにこんなこと言っていいんでしょうか。
もったいぶらないでくださいよ。大石さんが言わないなら俺も何も言いませんよ。
ああ、いやいや、そういう意味じゃないんですよ。ただその気を悪くされないかと思いましてね。実はですね、平見沢はその昔、鬼の住む里って呼ばれて恐れられていたんですよ。
So again, these demons, along with Oyashiro-sama, are gonna be our Beatrice of this game.
鬼？鬼って地獄にいる金棒を持ったあの？
というよりは人食い鬼ですな。里に降りてきて人をさらって食い散らかしてしまう。なんて怖い昔話があるんですよ。
Demon snatching up people is what this Onikakushi really means.
たたりと鬼隠しは一緒に起こるって言ってましたけど、どういうことですか？
I already knew about the mysterious deaths happening 5 years in a row, but I didn't know there were people disappearing for those same 5 years.
たたりと鬼隠しが必ず一緒に？それは初めて聞きました。そうなんですか、前原さん。
それは俺が聞きたいですよ。レナとミオンが話してたんです。お社様のたたりなら必ずたたりと鬼隠しが起こるって。
Oishi-san began hemming and hawing on the other end of the receiver. Maybe something about that came to mind.
前原さん、最初の事件ご存知ですよね。
It's the dam, right? But it might be something else, maybe?
バラバラ殺人。
Okay, no, it is the dam.
ええ、6人の犯人のうち1人はまだ逃走中なんですよね。
例えばそれ、逃走中じゃなく鬼隠しにあったんじゃないでしょうかね。
He wasn't. I'm gonna say firmly that that is not the case, but we can go with it for now. Huh? It was an outrageous hypothesis from Oishi-san. The incident 4 years ago was the particularly ghastly one. The police already knew the perpetrators, so they posted tons of wanted posters with his face on them. They staked out various locations and investigated every possible escape route he had. But after 4 years, there wasn't even a hint of where he might be. Unless the police were completely incompetent. Even if it was an outrageous hypothesis, I couldn't simply laugh it off.
じゃあその翌年の事故はどうです？誘致派の男と妻が一緒に事故死したんですよね。
実はですね、正式には事故死したのは夫だけなんです。妻は死体が上がりませんでしたから。
Huh. So that's the Hojo accident, right? Them falling from the railing.
現行法では死体が発見されない限り行方不明扱いなんですよ。
At the time of the incident, with the river below the cliff being muddy rapids, the police divers had searched every branch off the main stream of the river for dozens of miles. But in the end, they weren't able to find her body.
でも死体が見つからないだけで亡くなったんですよね。鬼隠しとは違うんじゃないですか？
死体が出ない以上 亡くなったとは言えません。法律で定めた年月が過ぎるまで生存扱いなんです。
I'm not sure if it was right to call that being demoned away. The wife is missing. At least that part was reality.
3年目はどうなんですか？神主は病死、妻は自殺ですよ。
But they never found her body, did they?
前原さん、実はね、これも全く同じなんですよ。
The wife had supposedly thrown herself into the bottomless marsh deep in the forest around Hinamizawa, meaning it's all circumstantial evidence. They simply found her suicide note in front of the marsh. A diver was able to recover a few of her articles, but they weren't able to find a body. The investigative headquarters believed that she had faked her death and was still alive somewhere.
これらを鬼隠しと呼んでいいかちょっとわかりませんがね。前原さんの言う通り、確かに毎年一人行方不明になっています。
今年の事件では富武さんの連れの女の人が行方不明。じゃあ去年の主婦の撲殺事件はどうです？誰か行方不明になりましたか？
That housewife murder, we don't know much about it because it wasn't reported in the papers.
確か犯人は逮捕されたんですよね。
ええ、逮捕されてます。以前に逮捕歴もあるやつでしてね、別件で取り調べ中に犯行を自供してます。ですがですね、犯人逮捕からしばらくして被害者宅の子供が行方不明になったんです。
I wonder, maybe Satoshi?
犯罪に巻き込まれたのかどうなのか、現在も捜査してます。
だって犯人は捕まったんですよね。それともその仲間が？
さあ、多分単独犯だと思います。もっとも今では確かめようもないんですよ。実はその男、取り調べ中に拘置所内でお亡くなりになっちゃいまして。
He swallowed a spork and choked to death. It's not known whether it was an accident or suicide.
つまり過去5年間必ず死者と行方不明者が一人ずつ出ているわけなんですよね。
そうなります。いえね、私も驚いていますよ。こんな共通項には気づきませんでした。
I couldn't believe that this could help lead to the closing of those incidents. It was just something they had in common.
例えば鬼隠しにあって失踪した人には何か共通点があるとか。
Oishi-san mumbled as he seemed to be thinking about it. So I summarized the events.
1年目はダムの作業員、2年目は誘致派の男の妻、3年目は神主の妻、4年目は被害者宅の子供で、5年目は交際相手かな。特につながりはなさそうだし。
1年目はともかく妻とか交際相手とかそういう人が目立ちますな。
It does seem like there are a lot. Then that means the fourth year's victim's child was different. It would have really stood out if it were all married couples, except it's not just married couples, but parents and children as well. So I guess, like, basically just family? Come to think of it, I believe Tomitake-san also told me the younger brother is alive and has moved, if I recall correctly. Alright, it's been a month. If you had been following my updates, you know what happened. Basically, long story short, my computer died in the middle of this recording, so I just had to pick up in the middle. And right now, there's been basically an entire month gap between the entire first half of that video and what's coming up next. So I can talk about all the human sacrifices and black magic that I had to go through to get this video actually salvaged next time, or another time, some other time. But for now, let's just continue onward.
4年目に行方不明になった子供ってどんなだったんですか？
おとなしい感じの方だったらしいです。年はあなたの一つ上です。名前は北条聡さん。
And there it is. That was the line that my computer couldn't handle. The revelation was just too powerful. My computer just completely died when it saw that. The last words that I said before it happened were, "Oh shit," because it was such an intense moment. The music stopped and everything, and then just that coupled with my computer dying at that exact moment, it's just perfect timing. But yeah, Hojo, which means that he is the brother of what's her name? Satoko. Which kind of makes sense because, Satoshi, Satoko. Yeah, anyway. Let's continue onward.
Eh? Satoshi?
I remembered that name. Didn't they tell me Satoshi transferred out last year?
あなたの学校に去年まで通っていました。話を聞いていませんか？
Come to think of it, when I transferred in, I believe they said my seat belonged to a recent transfer student. Then, where I sat once belonged to the one who was demoned away. It was his seat. I recalled the cold sensation that came from that desk. It made my hair stand on end. This string of mysterious deaths. No. Oyashiro-sama's curse. I now knew how it was connected to me. That chilling sensation. It was the feeling of Oyashiro-sama caressing the back of my neck.
Oyashiro-sama no tatari ka.
Could Oyashiro-sama's curse really exist? We're gonna say no, for our purposes. We're gonna say that no, it does not. However, examining things from the perspective of whether it really does exist is certainly possibly one way of looking at things. But, I think for our purposes, that's not what we're going to be doing. We're going to be trying to figure out the logical reasons behind how everything happened. In all honesty, I was beginning to believe it. And I was scared. That was why I wanted to say it was a plot crafted by man, and not the work of a curse. But, the more I dug into it, the less likely that seemed. No, the more I dug, the more mysterious it became. If I kept digging, eventually, I'd reached the point where I'd learned something I really shouldn't know. Honestly, I feel like you've already kind of hit that point. You're already pretty much fair game at this point. To either be none the wiser, or to seek an answer I may regret. Which one would I be happier with? Maybe it'll be me next time. My execution could only be delayed for 1 year. That was when I remembered. Rena. Rena said she may be the next victim of the curse. Yeah, she did say that. I'm still not sure what exactly, what criteria it is that she matches that makes her suitable for that. Maybe some kind of rule that she broke that we don't know about yet.
竜宮レナさんがですか？去年転校されてきた前原さんのクラスメートですよね。女の子には刺激の強い事件ばかりです。怖がるのも無理ないんじゃないでしょうかね。
I think she is, but I think it's more than that. So, over the past month, I've had a lot of time to, emotionally, process what happened with Rena earlier. And honestly, I came to some conclusions, tentatively at least, that I'm gonna want to talk to before we finish off here. Or talk about. It wasn't that. She said it might be her next. She said it in a way that made me think she had a concrete reason behind it.
もっと確信じみたものだったように思います。なんていうのか、その。
She was frightened. Her sudden change in demeanor. That someone who looked like Reina, but wasn't Reina. It was Reina. That might be unrelated. All the strange things that I felt from Reina today came back to me.
そうですか。では、こちらでも少し調べてみます。前原さんも少し竜宮さんの様子に注意してあげてください。
それは、レナを見張れってことですか？
そんな意味ではありませんよ、前原さん。お友達が次の被害者にならないよう、少し気にしてあげてほしいということです。
He's good at phrasing it in a way that makes it seem less scummy, I guess. At that moment, just as my mouth was agape because I was so impressed with his mature, clever way with words. Knock, knock. Oh god, is she gonna be here? A sudden knock at the door sent my heart racing. In an instant, I had pointlessly covered up the end of the receiver.
ケイチ、ちょっとここを開けてくれ。
On the other side of the door, I heard my father's oddly upbeat voice. What could it be? It's so late. I really hope that it's not something horrible.
すみません、親父が来ました。今夜はこれくらいでいいですか？
ええ、夜分遅くに本当に申し訳ありませんでしたね。何か分かりましたら教えてください。こちらも進展がありましたらご報告しますよ。では失礼します。
ケイチ、早く開けてくれ。
Oh wait. It's his dad at the door. That's what. And he's carrying a bunch of stuff, I guess, and can't open the door for himself, is the idea.
父さん、両手が塞がってるんだ。
Okay, yeah, I thought he was just asking him to get the door for him, like, because everybody else was occupied, and it was somebody we didn't know at the door. Okay, so it's not a visitor. What is Dad doing? I had stayed in the same position while on the phone the whole time, so my joints were aching. When I opened the door, I saw my father was standing there with a tray. On that tray, cookies and 2 cups of black tea, a fairly fancy spread for our household. There was even sugar and lemon slices on the side. Everything you could ask for. This was quite the show of hospitality.
なに、父さん。それ、何のつもりだよ。
もう、はぐらかすなよ、ケイチ。入るぞ。
Dad was in high spirits and had a smirk on his face. But, for my entire life, I've never seen him act this hospitable. What had gotten into him?
で、何の話をしてたんだ?
Oh, of course, if his son suddenly runs up the stairs to talk privately on the phone, they're gonna think something's up, of course. I jumped. It's not something I had to keep from my father. But how could I explain to him that I was talking to a detective, I'm assuming he was, this late at night?
別に何も。友達だよ。
電話の話じゃなくて、来てたんだろう、今。
Wait, what? Has somebody been here snooping through our stuff? Is somebody hiding, like, in the closet right now? Oh god.
レナちゃんが。
来てないよ。
もう、ごまかさなくたっていいぞ。さっきレナちゃんが遊びに来てたじゃないか。だいぶ話し込んでるみたいだったから、お茶でもって思ったら、すれ違いだったんだよ。
I had no idea what Dad was talking about. Oh god, she was probably listening to that entire conversation we just had. but a cold sweat dripped down my back.
どのくらい話し込んでたかな。
レナちゃんが2階に上がったのが半くらいだったから小1時間くらいかな。
2階に上がったの父さん見たの？
ああ、見たよ。圭一の部屋は階段を上がって奥の扉だよって声もかけた。
Where the hell is she now? Reina came to my house about an hour ago. Dad met her at the door and called out to me on the second floor. I probably didn't hear him because I was so focused on my conversation with Oishi-san. I didn't reply, but he knew I was in my room, so he had her come inside. Then told her my room was on the second floor. She thanked my dad and went upstairs. Then about an hour passed. She passed by my dad just as he was bringing up tea and left. She came upstairs, and about an hour passed. Then passed by my dad and returned home. Okay, so she's not here right now, at least, but she knows. She knows. Then, after she came upstairs and until she left, where was Reina? She had her ear up against the door the whole time, I guess. She could probably hear one side of the conversation. Maybe if she picked up a phone anywhere else, maybe she could hear another side of the conversation as well. There's only a short hallway between my room and the stairs, meaning Reina had, for about an hour, in the hall. No, she couldn't have been standing in front of my door all that time. The door to my room wasn't particularly thick. You could easily hear everything being said inside. All of the unsettling and unguarded things I spoke to Oishi-san about began rushing through my head.
お父さん、あまりからかっちゃダメよ。それよりアトリエを片付けて。またこぼすわよ。
Mom yelled up at Dad from downstairs. Dad left the tray with me and went downstairs with a disappointed chortle. I followed my dad out of the room with my eyes. I looked down at the floor around the doorway where Reina might have stood all that time. Just now, as I was talking to Oishi-san, with my back turned, Reina was standing a mere 6 feet away the whole time. Jesus Christ. All that time in this dimly lit doorway. What did she see? What did she hear? For what reason? As the steam from the 2 teacups ominously wafted and twisted, the aroma of black tea filled my room. Alright, so we're gonna read that tip next time, but before that I do have some things to say. And there's that achievement. Oh, you can't see it on screen, but we just got an achievement called Lies with a freaky picture of Reina. Yeah, what do I have to say? One thing I did want to bring up, because I had mentioned that I thought that, what's his name? The guy who died. Tomitake. I'd mentioned that I thought that he might be the person who was spirited away, or whatever, in the dam murder case. The one who everyone was, like, after. But then I thought about it more, and I don't think that's the case. I think that people would probably recognize him if that were the case, because, like, his photo was, like, kind of posted all over the place, and, you know, on wanted posters and everything, so I don't think that they would just let him walk around. What I think is much more likely, because, I remember, they had, Oishi had this photo that he showed to him, and it was mentioned that he had, like, a very different look in his eye. Like, it was almost like potentially like a mugshot. So I'm thinking, wasn't there somebody in the damn murder case who ratted everybody out, who kind of betrayed everybody? And then there was Tomitake saying that he didn't deserve to be a part of this village anymore, so I feel like maybe Tomitake was the one who sold everyone out, and maybe that's why he felt the need to leave the village, change his name, and just come there every now and then as a photographer. And that's why they targeted him this year, because he's an enemy of the village who sold out their leader or whatever. So yeah, that's all well and good. But the other thing that I was thinking about with Reina, like, there's no two ways about it. That was Reina that we saw. That was her speaking. I mean, you can think of it as like she was possessed by a demon or something, but no, I don't think that's the case. I think that this town is so messed up. Something going on here is so brutal that, like, it's destroyed her soul so much that what we saw there was the real Reina. That's like the real underneath, like, all the facades of, like, everyday life and everything. That's Reina at her core. And kind of like as Keiichi tried to, like, lift the veil and everything and tried to, like, open up and kind of, like, he wanted to be a part of it, everything and all that. I feel like maybe that she almost was, like, trying to protect him in some way. Like, I feel like maybe the things that she's carrying, like the burdens that she's carrying from whatever's going on in this village and how she has to live, I don't know. Like, I feel like whatever it is, it has to have been so traumatizing that it could change her that much. Unless she was just always like that even before she came here, but I have a feeling it's something else. I have a feeling it's gonna be like everybody in the village, pretty much, is like this underneath the air of, like, of their everyday life. And I feel like she was kind of trying to intimidate Keiichi into not wanting to ask questions, not wanting to be drawn into the life and having to carry the burdens that she carries. That's how I read that scene. I could be way off. It could be that she's actually... I don't know. I feel like that's my best guess based on her personality that we know so far, and what I don't want to believe to be a lie and stuff, like the things about her. Because I believe that she really was... Like, she's not just putting on an act all the time when she's having fun in everyday life and all that. Same with the others. I don't think that they're putting on an act. But I think that they're kind of living a double life. And Keiichi was asking uncomfortable questions that was trying to, like, peel the veil down, that was separating that double life. And that was her way of, like, aggressively trying to say, no, don't do that. You won't be able to handle it. And now she's kind of... She's spying on us. Now she doesn't know that, or she knows what he's been saying and all that. She may not know who he's been talking to, but he said Oishi-san a few times, so she probably does know. So, yeah, I don't know who she's gonna report that to, but it's definitely somebody. Like, we could, for all intents and purposes, we can now assume that everybody in the village knows that Keiichi has been consorting with a detective and spreading information. So yeah, anyway, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Yeah. So until next time, take care, and I will see you then.